Okay,
I'll be happy to share.
thank you. Do you have a magnifying glass?
Can you hear us, John?
What?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
These are people that
How about
are
now?
getting taken off the
Oh,
You're,
I
you're
think
all
they
very
have
today.
people that have not
responded.
updated. Yeah, there you go.
My ex-neighbors are on there.
And some people are deceased,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
On the beautification committee, got Fred Sport. So I guess you can still serve as a volunteer.
Yeah, I certainly don't see anybody that I know who lives here.
Yeah, no,
That's where-
I looked at it.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't- Same thing, I didn't, most of the people I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the only ones were my neighbors.
I'm not gonna be at the town meeting. I'm staying longer in Texas. Oh, she said no.
No.
so.
So
Yeah.
we're done, we should make copies of this and
Yeah.
put those out.
Sure.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Here, Joe.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, good.
Here's another list.
The good, the bad, and the complete.
All right, I will call us to order at 4:03.
What's back?
The first thing you need to do is reorganize, which means I'll take nominations for chair and vice chair.
I nominate Tony, no, shaking his head no, to be no. Does anybody want to be chair? Let me put it that way. John.
I cannot be chair.
Chair, John is outbound
Okay,
after
yeah, I
Tuesday.
just wanted to ask, since he did a good job,
Unfortunately, he did
Great
do a
job.
good
Yeah.
job.
really good job.
And you
All right, you
did,
can't leave.
you did well as vice chair.
I'll
I think you
stay.
should be promoted to
Yeah.
chair.
I will try to do it.
I
Try to do a
nominate
good job.
McStreeter for chairperson.
Second.
Any other nominations?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Are there more board members or is this it?
The rest of your select board,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Bonnie.
not
Laura,
present, and then Bonnie.
Who else?
1, 2,
John
3,
LeBrun.
4, John LeBron
Where are they?
couldn't make this meeting.
Ah, thank you.
So you have John LeBron, Charlie Foster, Vince Rice, Tom
They should be here to be
Fitzgerald.
nominated, shouldn't they? They'd be nominated next century, can you?
Probably not.
Probably a bad idea.
I mean,
There
we
you
can
go.
do a chair today and we
Yeah.
can table a vice chair.
Excellent idea.
Sound reasonable, John? Table the vice chair to our next meeting?
Yeah, I mean, you only need a chair to run the meeting. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to wait for more people,
You've done that kind of stuff.
I've done that,
All
yeah.
right, so I have a nomination for Meg Streeter, and that has been seconded. Hearing no other nominations, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I,
Those opposed, motion carries. I give you the meeting.
All right,
Do you want?
I have a copy of the agenda. You
Get
can
a
tell I
neat
was
copy of
not,
the agenda.
not prepared for this part. Thank you. All right, so, and we've decided we will wait to elect the only other officer, would be vice chair, until we have a
Yeah, it's,
more of a quorum.
it was helpful to have two of you to go to for signatures during
Right.
appeals, so.
Right, yeah, seems like a good idea. Next item, approve the minutes of December 4th, 2024.
Motion to approve the minutes.
And I'll second that. Any questions about the minutes? Or if you were present, You can,
Well, I was wondering, yeah, but we weren't. I was
Yeah.
present, and I wasn't part of the, what
Therese, who is present at that meeting?
yeah, we weren't listed, I wasn't listed on the minutes.
oh, okay.
Chair at the last would have been you.
Who was present?
Tony, myself, and Meg were the only ones here today that were in attendance at that meeting.
And me, so that's 4.
And you.
4.
Okay. So that's enough to. So is there a second to
Yeah,
approving the
second.
Tony
minutes?
Tony
Oh,
made the
Tony.
motion, you seconded.
Oh, I seconded. Okay, good. I'm following along. So if there aren't any questions about the minutes, all those who are present in favor?
Aye, aye.
Any not in favor?
I would abstain.
Right. Now that we are to approve the list of newly registered voters, which is the shorter one of the lists that Therese gave us. Did you all see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And unless we
Yeah,
saw something.
One on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the whole point of that is just, if you look over, it's just getting more eyeballs on the list to know, I really don't think that person
Right.
lives there.
Right,
That doesn't sound like a legitimate address, or I know they moved to Colorado, or,
yeah.
anything like that.
So, yeah, I don't see anybody that looks like a invalid voter or address. So-
Donald Duck isn't listed on there.
No, no.
Not anymore. They were cracking me up with that.
So do we need a motion then to approve the list
Yep.
of newly registered
I'll
voters?
make a motion to approve the list.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Sounds like no. So now we're approving the challenged voter list. And this is longer because, Teresa, think,
Just the page on your left hand.
this is something that you've already, they've been notified
Right,
twice.
so we can challenge them in our election management system. And basically, because a lot of them happen because if SOS or somebody was mailing out ballots, which is, some has been happening some with more current elections, so mail that's bounced back to us and it says a forwarding address to Florida or something like that, and ballots cannot be forwarded. So basically it's, so we can turn around and challenge that voter as still being a registered voter. So what we do is send out a letter that says, it appears that you are not, currently living in Wilmington and a registered voter here in Wilmington. Could you confirm that, and send it back? So some people respond, others do not. So what happens is they sit in the system, and if they've been challenged and 2 general elections go by, so general elections are every 2 years. So if 2 general elections go by and there's been no activity from that voter who was challenged, then they can be removed from the system.
And then it also includes people who've died and
We can do that automatically.
okay.
We
So
can,
they aren't on this
That's-
list.
no.
They are, okay.
no,
Well,
that's
some
one
are.
of the reasons that we can do that automatically on our own, or if someone calls in and says, hey, I'm not a voter anymore.
Right,
There's a couple other where they can specifically contact us to say that they're not.
Maybe Pierre.
But these
can
folks have then
smooth.
sent a letter and they have not, at this point, yet responded. So again, it's getting another set of eyeballs on it. If oh yeah, they're here, because someone could sell their house,
Mhm.
but they could be renting
Right.
locally, or
Still here.
while they're
right.
looking for another place or whatever it might be. There are reasons they may not have left town. We usually keep track of when there is a sale of a property and trying to get out a note right away to say, hey, are you still living in, are you still a resident of Wilmington?
Is there a period in which, like a certain time period in which they have to respond, like 30 days, 60 days? There's no, okay.
No, I can't touch them until 2 general elections go by, and then it has to be the odd year for elections to purge them out of the system, because you can't purge people out within 60 days, say, of an election.
No, I understand. I'm just
So-
saying when those letters were sent
Yeah.
out, are they given notice on how many
Yeah,
days they
no.
have to respond? Okay.
No, we just hope that they
And
would.
there's a procedure if they wanted to challenge it to say,
Yeah, and I mean, you show up to vote, we can register right back into the system. That's not an issue.
So you need a motion to approve the challenged voter list. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All of us, 5. Any questions or people not agreeing to challenge? Okay, approve the list of election officials, which Teresa gave us. I will just read it. Sarah Costello, am I pronouncing that right? Coachella, Elizabeth McEwen, Deborah Boyd, Mary Janella, Marie Page, Stephanie Bartlett, and Michelle O'Neill. So I'll move.
So these are folks outside of, like, you folks are, are all set because you are either Justice of the Peace or part of BCA.
Right.
So, you're already
Approved.
election
Right.
officials, election ready, so it's just individuals, but they are all, must be registered voters in the town of Wilmington, so.
So everybody,
Need a motion or
Familiar.
just,
Sure.
I make a motion, we approve that list that you prepared?
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. John was saying aye too. I think he was in favor. And town clerk, to confirm the help needed for the elections, do you have?
Right,
enough
I think
people?
most of you are on the list. Are you helping us out end of the night? Tuesday night, 7 o'clock?
Waiting for the Whitingham ballots to come in.
Did they
Right.
come in again this year?
I know.
They're telling me they will quickly stuff them in a bag.
What
and
did they do
send
last
them-
year? That was the
Send-
weirdest
Send
thing.
somebody down.
They thought they had to,
Run them through something.
they had to double check their books of their numbers of voters against who they checked in or out, and they were having trouble doing that, and I don't know why that held up, that shouldn't have held up the school ballots, transferring to us, because they don't count those in any way.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we weren't counting
Just
their,
for your information, I mean, we are a unified union school district, Wilmington and Whitingham, the Twin Valley Unified Union School District. So, under their articles of, under their articles when they unified, the ballots must be commingled. So there is, and that allows that there's no, Whitingham voted, 36 people voted for the budget, but Wilmington only 29 did, there's no,
So it's a total.
so you don't want to see the two town separation. So it's commingled. So all of, Wilmington can go directly right into the tabulator. The school ballot is programmed for our tabulator. So they all go right in with the Wilmington voters. Whitingham keeps a separate ballot box. So their ballots for school are going into that ballot box until they close at 7. And at 7, they take all those ballots out and they go into a bag
secure.
that they seal with a numbered seal. And then 2 individuals, 2 of their BCA folks, transport that bag to our polling station here. And then we can confirm the tag on the bag. And then we can run those through the tabulator here in Wilmington. So then we have a total count for the Unified Union School District. Okay, so that's how that works.
Okay.
For some reason, last time they went to dinner before they.
They had dinner. They were very leisurely, weren't they?
7 PM?
7 o'clock. Yes, please.
Now, I also signed up to do 4 to 7. Did
Mhm.
you want me to stay past 7? Or,
you'll stay a little bit because you'll help reconcile your entry exit books and any pickup that might still be left, you could help with, but then you're free to go. I usually have enough folks for, we have Tuesday night should be write-ins. Hopefully that won't be dramatic. But we have some empty seats and uncontested races. I think there's only one contested race, so
Yes, sir.
it might be a light
Yeah.
evening, but I shouldn't say that because then, 60.
yeah, I just wondered, because what you sent out only went till 7 o'clock. So I didn't know that if normally we would be expected to come in at 7 and help.
No, you don't need to, as long as I have a few, and normally it's the select board
Select
folks that
board
have been
stays
doing
usually.
that for me, because I usually make use of you guys during the day
Mhm.
when the polls are open, so.
Thank you.
And I'll get an email out tomorrow, probably reminding everybody of their shift for Tuesday. Bring a reusable water bottle, there's a filling station in the hallway. Snacks if you need them, a book or something for your crossword puzzle. I only ask that eyes are up when anyone's in the room voting, that you're aware of people in the room. And if you're working through a mealtime, town meeting, we've got the Spanish group is doing lunch, so it's a fairly reasonable lunch. We'll try to work so that people can go grab lunch. Dinner, I usually pay for a pizza pie or something at the end of the night. I can pay you for your time if you so choose. Most volunteer, but there is the ability to pay you for your time. So.
Anything else we should be talking about? John, anything from your perspective, leaving
Nope.
this group? No?
I don't think so.
Right, I know, one thing that's on my mind, which fortunately we don't have to deal with now, is getting some training if we can for the tax appeal process, assessment appeal process, but that's a ways off, I know.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
But the training needs to be not about how to run an open meeting. I think we all know how to run a
Right.
really.
Right,
It's about how to value properties.
exactly. Yeah, that's what we struggled with, and I'm sure the state is, says they're doing certain things that, you were kind enough to do the really large scale assessment analyses this time, and it sounded like the state was revamping that, and I guess we'll try to stay on top of it before the process starts.
There is some proposed legislation regarding reappraisals and thus the appeal process and stuff. They're suggesting maybe a regional piece, which cuts out the local BCA. So
Interesting.
it's probably worth watching to see where this goes, or
Right.
writing your representatives.
Yeah.
One thing we can do next year is that for specialty properties like ski areas, golf courses, unique
Utilities.
Yeah, utilities, that would be a good one, Meg. We can ask PVR to do the appraisal.
Great. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Thanks, John. Just
You're
figured you've
welcome.
been through enough of those that you have a good perspective on it.
Yeah.
Anything
And
else?
we can work with, the LCT had reached out last year to try and do some training, but then
Didn't.
I don't know what happened, and they kind of fell through, so I could try and chase that again. and
Yeah,
see.
when the time comes, or,
Yeah.
after
They
election
refer
season.
us to their online stuff, which there is some stuff there, some mock-ups and whatever, but
I think having somebody,
they're kind of a
actually-
light lift. I don't think they really address it
Yeah,
as to what we normally hear or see,
right. They
so.
assume everything's standardized.
And I'm curious to see those that we saw that have gone on to Superior Court, how those finish up.
We had 2 of them, did we?
because There's 3, I think, to
Okay.
Superior Court and 2 to PVR. But
Okay,
I'm curious to see how those finish up and if they bounce our decision for something else.
yeah.
And they're not
Be
back yet?
very interested. What?
They're not back yet from,
No.
Superior Court
I've only
must
got
take a
the
while.
docket for 1 thus far.
Oh, is
So-
it being heard already?
No, like it just got assigned.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah.
doing it differently. They're sending the paperwork directly to the appellant. And then the
Okay.
appellant has to serve us,
Oh,
the,
Huh.
what looks like a lawsuit, basically.
Right.
So this year I
Great.
was kind of like, what do you mean I'm being sued? You know, it's like, not me.
yeah.
So, but that's the first that I saw it come through in that manner. And before it was from the court and they had an assigned docket number and then they asked, me to share the materials. So now it's this other way around. So
Process. Yeah.
Are there enough towns with commonalities that if you ask the LCT to send someone down, that 2 or 3 towns would be interested in,
that's how we were trying to set it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
this last year. And that, because we said we have the Zoom capability, we have
Right.
the space, we could, invite others to come in and do. but
Right.
I don't know if they got on the map and realized how far away we were from Montpelier or what happened.
Yeah. Suddenly noticed. Yeah.
Something happened.
Yeah.
But if there's more, I was just thinking, but sounds like you already did that. If there are more towns,
Oh, there's plenty
yeah,
of
because
times.
they
I'm
Yeah.
sure that would
they used to
benefit.
come down and do trainings in person.
Yeah.
But that was pre-Zoom. So.
No, I think it would definitely be a benefit and we could certainly,
Because
Try to
that's
do
the part,
something
I really have
countywide
no
or
experience
whatever.
in that, and I certainly
Mhm.
feel like I
Yep.
need it.
Yeah. I think it would help all of
Yep.
us.
I can chase that a little bit.
Anything else anybody was thinking about? For our august body, Yes.
when's our next meeting?
When
In the fall?
necessary.
In the fall or something
When we
like that?
need,
Yeah.
no,
So-
it'll be before that because if we have any appeals, grand list gets lodged early June usually. So that once they do grievances, so by mid-June, any appeals would start coming in. So then we try to meet and
Start over.
So,
set up.
so
some
maybe if we
meetings and
can
stuff.
have some sort of a training before
I don't
that.
have any more elections
Right.
stuff this year, so
Unless somebody wants to petition to not limit the number of cannabis establishments to 2. That's, I'm just
Right.
thinking, there could be
if
a
something
special.
happens with that vote, yeah.
Yeah, hope not, but.
I mean, your other responsibility would be abatement, so then it would, we might call an abatement meeting if anyone submits an application to ask for abatement of taxes or water, sewer penalties or something like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
which that's new in the abatement stuff now is there's something about, so we had looked at water and it basically, like if you had a leak, okay, and you're not here. So like for 3 months you've had a leak. So now you've got a water bill of $1,200 or something. And so there's now, they think that you should be able to abate that. We had no ability to do that before. So now it's offering that if you can't, I don't remember the language, but it's something like if you unforeseen circumstance or something like that, that they could abate for. But abatement is specific to statute as to what reasons you can abate.
It's good.
So,
Right?
okay, so it'll just be as needed for the
Yeah.
next meeting.
Okay.
But feel free to reach out. I'll try and push out any training. If there's any refreshers on handbooks or anything else, so push those out too.
Great.
I found that one that you gave me the one from the state is a really good resource about what we're supposed to do.
The handbook from
The handbook.
2009.
Yeah.
The Justice and Peace one?
Or this justice of peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that they would update it. I mean, that this is still all valid.
Still all
We
valid.
hope.
Still all valid.
Right. Move to adjourn.
So moved.
A second. All those in favor of adjourning?
Bye,
Aye.
Bye, John.
Thanks, John.
bye.
How's the snow?
It's good.
Good.
You were saying that
Enjoy.
Jay had more than the West.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
John.
right. Thank you. Bye.
Goes back in this room when you're done. Or not.
No, we're not.